Ya vamos a empezar, vatos, en vivo. Últimas correcciones. Ya empieza, batillos, ya empieza. En 3 minutos, 3 minutillos, vamos a empezar. Unos 50. Y empezamos. a ver el
I'm Lou
volumen.
Studdard, producer at Toys for Bob, and I'm here to talk to you about Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. Crash 4 is a direct sequel to Crash Bandicoot Warped. The devious villains Neo Cortex and Dr. Entropy have finally escaped their...
A mí me echa el grito cómo anda el volumen.
...an evil scientist-sized hole in the universe. Now they've got their eyes set on not only simply conquering this dimension, but all dimensions.
Nice.
Crash and Coco to save the day. Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time is the first totally new game in the Crash Bandicoot series in over a decade. So for us at Toys for Bob, we felt that it was important to reintroduce longtime fans as well as new players to this amazing franchise. First, we made sure to incorporate the classic tense, precise, and perspective-shifting platforming that we all fell in love with. And then, we wanted to introduce exciting new elements that we can't wait to show you today. Let's start with Insanity Beach. This is where Crash's adventure first started, and where we pick things up again in Crash 4. But there have definitely been changes since we first saw Insanity Beach all those years ago. And throughout Crash 4, you'll see those changes to our gameplay and even our art style. Our art teams wanted to take inspiration from not just the original games, but the animated cartoons that inspired those original games, all while also delivering bigger, more awe-inspiring dimensions to explore. Throughout Crash 4, you'll see wide-open new vistas.
¿Qué onda, Alberto? Dios te bendiga a ti también, carnal. ¿Cómo estás?
And with all of that also comes new additions to the platforming, like having the ability to wall run, rope swing, rail grind, and zip line.
¿Cómo empezó esta buena mañana?
In the original trilogy, specifically Crash Warped, there were certain moments in the game where Crash would change outfits. Think Crash wearing a biker jacket when riding a motorcycle. That seemed like a natural area for us to expand upon. So we have loaded the game with tons of awesome skins that you can earn and wear throughout the game. These skins are totally cosmetic and a fun way to express yourself while playing the game. And just to be clear, there's no MTX here. Skins are earned by completing different challenges and earning gems within levels. Crash 4 also introduces the Quantum Masks, the powerful protectors of time and space. Crash and Coco will need their assistance throughout the game to tackle the crazy challenges that we're going to be throwing at the player. Whether it's Ika Ika, who gives you the ability to instantly flip your center of gravity at the press of a button, Kapunawa, who allows you to slow down the world around you,
Chingon, State of Play.
Allows you to phase shift elements in and out of existence. Bending the rules
Es la onda, Crash Bandicoot.
your environment with these new masks is a must. We also can't wait to talk to you about the fourth mask, Akana, but that's gonna have to wait for another day. What we can tell you today, though, is that Crash isn't the only character you get to take control of during this adventure. For starters,
hola Mari, ¿cómo estás? Te extrañamos un chingo, ¿por qué no habías venido?
You can also play as Coco. It was also very important for us that she take a more prominent role in the story this time as well. But that's not all. We've got a few other characters that you'll get to control at key points in the adventure, so that they can provide their own fresh perspectives and new gameplay. Here you can see that you'll be taking control of Neo Cortex. He's all about using his blaster to change an enemy in his path. In addition to playing as Cortex, we're excited to reveal that for the first time, you'll also get to tail slap your way through crates as Dingo
Ah, qué
Dial.
curado.
I repeat, you get to play as Dingo Dial in Crash 4. Now, a lot has changed in the years since we last saw Dingo Dial. In fact, he hung up his old flamethrower rocket launcher combo when he decided to retire from a life of villainy and open a diner. Unfortunately for Dingo, fortunately for us, his adventure begins by witnessing the destruction of said beloved diner and getting sucked into another dimension. Finally, there's one more surprise I'm incredibly excited to show you today. The Crash Bandicoot series has always been about finding new and exciting ways to play through the game. In the past, it's been about taking on time trials or discovering all the hidden secrets. Well, for Crash 4, we wanted to bring something brand new to the table, so we teamed up with our friends at Beanox to create a brand new style of play for Crash 4 that we call Inverted Mode. It's our souped-up, bumpa-berry-fueled take on a mirror mode. Not only are perspective shifted, but now each of the dimensions are rendered in a new and unique art style that really changes the look and feel of the experience. One dimension could be asking you to traverse through a neon wasteland, while another tasks players with spinning paint all over the environment to see their path forward. We've even got one that feels like an old-timey movie, with the overcranked camera speed increasing the actual speed of gameplay as well. Once unlocked, players can replay all the game's levels with a totally new and dynamic look and feel. It's an incredibly fun feature that is going to give every player, especially the completionists out there, a reason to revisit each level again to see what new and exciting experiences in store for them. So that's some of the new stuff that we have in store for you in Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time.
Nice.
Experience the
Octubre
space of
2.
time-bending madness on October 2nd.
Ah, estás muy ocupada, Mari, ahora. Platícanos, ¿qué haces? ¿A qué te dedicas? PS5 gameplay. Una sorpresita al final, por favor. Está bien ahorita, pero algo chilo para el final. Hitman 3. Ese agente chingón, güey. Oh, trae VR. Wow. Va a estar bastante interesante la experiencia, muy curado. Yo he tenido oportunidad de probar el VR. ¿Alguien de ustedes ha probado el VR? Así es, Hugo, ya dijeron que no se emocionen. No va a haber grandes noticias de Play 5, ni precios, ni nada por el estilo. Creo que hasta ni first party juegos, puro third party e indies. Pero de todas maneras, una sorpresita al final no estaría mal. Algún jueguillo ahí interesante, aunque sea third party, no sé, Silent Hill, wink. Está muy buena la animación del Crash, sí, Alberto. Te mareaste, ¿por qué se va a marear? Con el VR, pues si nunca he jugado VR. Estoy diciendo que nunca lo he jugado, pues. Quería saber si alguno de ustedes lo había jugado, yo no. No he tenido la dicha. ¿Qué tal, Mario, Braid Anniversary Edition. Esa va para el buen Mario Quiroz. Fan de Braid. No dije que sí. Nunca he jugado VR.
Classic puzzle adventure where you manipulate time, hand repainted for modern high resolutions.
Cabrón.
Envisioned to make them more unique, and it's even more like a living painting with brushstrokes animating the world. There are more than 9 pixels for each pixel in the original game.
Qué curado.
Animations for smoother motion,
improved sound and music to enhance the mood, and many
Creo que es momento para mí de jugar este Braid.
Interviews on subjects like puzzle design, programming, and visual art.
We plan to make it the most detailed commentary in any game ever. So if you want to learn how video games are made, Braid Anniversary Edition will be a really good resource.
We hope you'll enjoy the game when it comes out early next year.
2021 se avanza medio tarde, ¿no? O sea, pues ya, ¿por qué no lo sacaron para este año? No es como que es algo súper nuevo. No sé por qué hacernos esperar tanto tiempo.
Hi everyone, this is Matt Nava from Giant Squid.
Giant Squid.
I'm excited to share more with you today about our upcoming game, The Pathless.
No, pues no. Amalayón.
The Pathless is an open-world, mythic adventure game set in a vast forest.
Breath of the Wild, Breath of the Pathless.
The hunter is a master of archery. She can shoot talismans to fill her dash meter, which allows her to bound across the landscape. Fluid, dynamic movement is at the core of the Pathless, so the game's unique take on archery is all about timing, not aiming down sights. This design was critical to making it possible to shoot even while moving fast and performing acrobatic maneuvers. You instantly feel as skilled as the hunter herself.
Bro. Es de esos que se tienen que experimentar, como menciona que está muy enfatizado en que te sientas como el arquero
With
de...
help from the eagle, you can even fly. The bond between the hunter and the eagle is central in the Pathless. You can gain altitude while you glide by flapping.
Sí está bonito, ¿ah? Está muy bonito, Mari.
Make sure you pet the eagle to keep it clean and in good flying condition.
¡Ja! Esto de andar acariciando animales se está volviendo un tren.
If you know where to look.
Zorros, águilas, perros, blasfemos.
Collecting crystals will let you upgrade the eagle's ability to flap. You'll also discover larger puzzles to solve in ancient structures. The Pathless is all about finding your own way forward. So unlike most open world games, there's no map. Instead, the hunter can use her mask to peer into the spirit world and discover distant landmarks. It even shows you where you've been. Getting to higher vantage points will let you see further with spirit vision.
Sí, están bien clavados con eso. Está curado el detalle, pues, pero
Giant cursed
pero
spirits,
lo
the source
están
of
haciendo
darkness,
como
will pose a constant threat
como
to
los
everyone
quick
who
time
plays.
events en su
They will
momento,
try
¿no?
to separate
Digo,
you from the eagle.
desde el punto de vista de gameplay, pues. Ahora ya todo incluye acariciar un animalillo ahí. Se ve chingón. Más o menos. Si quieres pasar, pasa, no hay problema.
Stay still in the light to avoid detection.
Ah, qué perro se ve eso. Wow.
You won't be able to take on the cursed spirits until you've returned light to the obelisks.
Muy hermoso el acariciar animal, sí.
When the obelisks are restored, the cursed spirits will be vulnerable. Chase them down through the forest to corner them in a dramatic final battle.
Ya mucho gameplay de este, ¿no? Se me hace que no va a haber mucho. Si acaso 2 más y se acabó. 2 juegos más y se acabó. ¿Curado?
The hunter and eagle will have to defeat the cursed spirits to bring light back to the world.
Está super Zelda eso.
I hope you've enjoyed this overview of the Pathless. We've only scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore and discover. The Pathless is coming out later this year. Thanks for watching.
Play 5. Play 4.
Let's see what's in store for
Spelunky.
Hi, my name is Derek Yu, and I'm the creator
Nunca lo
of
jugué ese.
For Spelunky 2, I wanted to make sure we made something that got old fans excited and also brought in new players. It was important we didn't change the things that made Spelunky such a unique experience in the first place. So many people became fans of the game through their friends and family, and even strangers on the internet. That's one reason why we're adding online multiplayer, so that more people can play the game together.
No sabía que era
And I also wanted to include that feeling of community in
multiplayer de
Spelunky
Spelunky.
2 itself to make sure that the game felt welcoming even though it's difficult. In Spelunky 2, when you do runs and discover new characters, you'll also be building an in-game community and family. I designed the world of Spelunky 2 to feel much more rich and dynamic than Spelunky 1. It's going to feel a lot more full. Players will be able to explore and interact with it in lots of new ways. For example, you'll be able to ride turkeys and find hidden passageways. And you'll have to choose between branching paths as you make your way deeper into the caves. As a result, the stories players create will have much more texture to them. Even after many, many hours of playing, I still have interesting runs that don't even go past the first area. In Spelunky 1, runs often centered around the shops and how you chose to interact with them. So in Spelunky 2, we've expanded the shopping experience and made them more nuanced and exciting. And also added new characters that can help you or hinder you. Given how amazing the Spelunky community is, it's hard to say how long it will take to find the deepest secrets. But I think the great thing about Spelunky is that the deepest secrets are the ones that even I don't know about. And there are lots of new things to play with that I hope players can use to push past the boundaries of what we, as the developers, know about the game.
¿A quién Mariano
I
conoce
have
de
two
Spelunky?
types of favorite stories from Spelunky fans. First are when people are genuinely surprised by something that happened in the game. And second, the ones where people shared a fun experience with friends and family in multiplayer. These are the stories I wanted to expand upon in Spelunky 2. They're really what guided my design choices. After releasing Spelunky, I knew there was a lot more that could be done with the concept and the world. Knowing that possibility was out there is what's been exciting for me and the rest of the team. In a lot of ways, when Spelunky 2 comes out, I want players to experience what we experienced making it. That feeling that there's something special there waiting for you to discover it. A big thanks to the fans who've waited patiently for us to finish Spelunky 2. It's been a long journey, but I think it's going to be worth it. Thanks.
Me gusta más que sea un juego para teléfono o algo así. Celular. Spelunky. Spelunky. PlayStation 4.
We've got a bunch of new PS4 updates to share with you, starting
Genshin
with a closer look
Impact.
at Genshin Impact.
¿Qué decía? Take tacos to save the world.
Hey, there's something strange over there. Come on, let's take a look.
El problema es que es online, pues hacer un MMO, pues ahí me pierden. A mí personalmente los MMO no es lo mío. tu madre, este se ve igualito al Zelda, el Breath of the Wild. ¿Por qué?
A deal in death. If you cannot bring yourself to kill, speak my name.
Nada más, no sé, se me hace que se idéntico. ¿Qué tranza, buen Jimmy? No, que GTA 6, eso quisiera, cero de eso. No lo van a mostrar en evento, va a ser un evento privado, o mejor dicho, exclusivo de Rockstar. Lo van a mostrar en su propia plataforma. No creo que se metan con alguien más ahí para anunciarlo. Ya salieron con sus monas chinas, por supuesto. El anime Rules. Focus es bueno. ¿Qué hizo Focus? El Fear, si no me equivoco. Todo es Zelda para ti. Parece más Overwatch. A mí se me hizo idéntico al Breath of the Wild, güey. El Mario nos va a ayudar con eso, güey. Él nos va a decir qué pedo. Se parecen un chingo. Qué cabrón están las animaciones de este, güey. ¿Qué es esto? ¿O es otro Zelda? Se ve muy chingón este. ¿Qué es? Lo amo pero lo odio. Overwatch. No tiene nada de Overwatch, María. Ese. Qué cabrón se ve esto. Güey, las animaciones están súper chingonas, güey. Al Huguito le va a gustar este. Ah, sí, ya sé. Ya sé que te referías al pasado. Este se veía muy chingón. Yo, Hugo, te dije que le iba a gustar al Hugo. ¿Te ve chingón, Hugo? Macizo. Ya estamos viendo el otro, güey. Cyberpunk. Pixel Art. Qué cabrón se ve también güey. El Pixel Art mezclado con el 3D. Lo están haciendo bien. Aprovechando el hype Cyberpunk, pues. ¿Sabes a cuál? No es del mismo estudio que hizo el Transistor. Transistor estaba muy chingón, güey. Este también se ve chingón, Hugo. Se ve muy bien este también. No, Mutation. Dos ya me interesaron, los dos últimos. El Bugsnax, el pinche Bugsnax, no sé por qué no me... No sé qué trata.
Elizabeth Megafig is a two-bit con artist. Don't tell me you actually believe this half-baked nonsense. I swear, if you chase this Bugsnax story, you're out of a job.
You're the journalist. Lisbeth said you'd be coming.
Bugsnax, estás mamón. ¿A poco sí te gusta, güey?
Take my snack trap.
Stranger, I could use your
I want you to use that journalistic
No.
instinct to find out what my favorite Bugsnack is.
O sea, no. No entiendo, no le entiendo, güey. No sé qué se supone que debo sentir cuando veo ese juego, güey. No tengo ningún interés en lo más mínimo en hacer nada ahí, güey. ¿Qué pasa, Tito? Animal Crossing, no, güey. Bugsnax. No sé qué es.
Find these bug snacks and make it back alive. You just might keep your job. Now get going and try not to fall off a cliff.
Bueno.
There's a lot more in store. Let's start with an update on an eagerly awaited PlayStation VR game.
VR no, güey. Bien. Va a ser VR.
You must stop Vida.
I don't understand why you never mentioned that you had the Force.
Vader Immortal. Ok. Star Wars siempre vende.
Whatever you do, stay in the light.
¿El control? ¿Ya va a salir un nuevo DLC o qué rollo? No me quiero spoilear, no lo he jugado y me interesa bastante, güey. Control se ve muy chingón. Es una expansión, I guess. Expansión 2, hey. Nice. Oh, Little Nightmares. Estaba muy chingona Little Nightmares, es cierto, güey. Little Nightmares 2. No estaría nada mal. Nope. Not interested. No sé qué es. Auto chess. Ok. Órale. El Game Boy. Está curioso. Órale. The Pedestrian. El peatón.
Now let's take a look at 2 new games headed to PS5.
Dos nuevos, ok.
The forest shadows. Ghosts running silently between the straight, cold lines of a corrupt state.
Focus, ahora sí. Tráete todo el power ahí.
They count, ration, manipulate. They've taken everything from those they claim to protect.
Es sin engine eso, güey.
Authority and steel will not stop us. We aren't an invading army. We are wraiths. We bypass defenses and strike the heart.
Gameplay, 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 gameplay. Pero eso es sin game, güey. Se ve bien.
We take back what was stolen. And the people call us heroes.
Robin Hood.
To others, we are rivals.
Thieves. Ah, no lo hagan MMO, por favor. Ahí está, gameplay. Ese era gameplay. Pretty sure it was.
We are all outlaws.
Robin Hood. Hood, Outlaw Legends. Ahí está el gameplay. El gameplay no se ve tan bien.
Legends.
Ok. ¿Es Digimon? No puede ser Pokémon. O no es Digimon tampoco. Sí, Mari. ¿Qué es, Mari? Por favor, dinos. No puede ser Pokémon. Pero parece un chingo Pokémon. Temtem. Así se llamaba Temtem. La misma jugabilidad de Pokémon está como en... Ok. Era un indie. Crowdfunding. Órale, no sabía, güey. No sabía, fíjate. De la existencia de ese. Ya hay 2 horas de gameplay y es prácticamente Pokémon. Es el Pokémon para PlayStation. No lo pueden demandar, pues no son iguales los personajes, ni se llaman igual, se parecen. No sé si por lookalike, no creo. Es difícil.
Please keep in mind that the game is still a work in progress, and some things may change from the final product as we continue to learn and harness
El Godfall.
Sony's next generation console. Please enjoy.
Gameplay.
So let's jump right into what Godfall is. Godfall is a looter slasher that features intense action, satisfying moment-to-moment combat, and robust loot progression systems. You can
que checar ese gameplay
playing alone,
del pseudo Pokémon.
Co-op with up to 2 additional teammates. Godfall is set in a brand new high fantasy universe filled with heroic knights, arcane magic, and forbidden realms. The world is split up into the elemental realms of earth, water, air, and fire. Godfall is a complete package. All loot and gear in the game are acquired or unlocked through gameplay. There are no microtransactions.
Como debe ser.
Content, it's all in the game on day 1. As you adventure, you'll get to tear through enemies to challenge a mad god who awaits you at the top. You play a Valorian knight, a godlike warrior able to equip valor plates, legendary armor sets that transform you into an unstoppable master of melee combat. Throughout your journey, you'll find ancient valor plates lost in time, each with their own characteristics and long history. Now let's talk about gameplay in Godfall. First, our team wanted to do something different. We wanted to combine action RPG loot progression with third-person melee combat to create what we think is a looter slasher. Our game is therefore one part gear-driven and one part player skill-driven. In other words, not only do we want you to find exquisite weapons with powerful loot traits, but we also want you to have that feeling of accomplishment or mastering the wide set of combat mechanics available to you in Godfall. From a combat philosophy perspective, the melee combat in Godfall is intended to be fluid, dynamic, and interactive, embracing offense over defense. More often than not, you'll be facing multiple enemies at the same time. As a result, you should always be moving and closing the gap on enemies. Also, you dominate the combat space, not the enemies, and the game rewards you for being aggressive. Now that you're familiar with the combat philosophy, let's dig into the weapons themselves. In Godfall, there are 5 weapon classes.
Copia barata de Pokémon parece, ¿no? Dice el David. Bueno, no pueden mandar, sí, no. Según yo, no.
The two-handed Warhammer and the two-handed Greatsword. Each weapon class has their own unique movesets and playstyles, ranging from fast combos to more strategic, deliberate play. As you defeat enemies in your adventures, you will acquire numerous weapons for each weapon category, each weapon with their own primary and secondary traits. At a later date, we will delve into the weapon classes and how to modify them in greater detail. For now, we'll go over the dual blades and the longsword weapon classes. The dual blades are the fastest weapon class in Godfall,
Con esto van a cerrar.
embodying speed, fluidity, and mobility. The dual blades are exceptional against soft, unarmored targets or single targets. You can perform a combo by executing 4 consecutive light attacks. The dual blades heavy attack is a spinning blade cyclone. The blade cyclone can also be used as a finisher at the end of your light attack combo. So what are the signature moves for the dual blades? As you build up charge, you can also activate Inner Focus, which is unique to the dual blades, which inflicts massive damage in a short period of time. There's also Mortal Coil, where you can throw your blade into an enemy, pulling the enemy towards you like pulling a cable. Now let's switch to the longsword weapon class. Longswords are balanced weapons, embodying crisp damage and simple cooldowns without needing a lot of elaborate combo setups. Similar to dual blades, longswords have their own 4-hit light attack combo. Then there's the heavy attack finisher, which can be used at the end of your light attack combo. There are 3 signature moves for the longsword class. There's Spectral Flurry, which cannot be interrupted and deals high damage to multiple nearby targets. Then there's Spiral Technique, which eviscerates all enemies in a straight fixed path. Notice there's a white flash after a longsword swing called a timing attack. If you press the shield button exactly at the same time, you'll perform a devastating shield uppercut with your longsword. The shield is a core part of Godfall. It's available to you throughout the entire game. You can always block incoming attacks with your shield. If you press the shield button at the right time, you can also parry an attack.
Nice.
You can perform a light attack after a last-second shield block to counterattack with a powerful shield strike. The shield is great not just for defense, but also offense. You can aim and throw your shield, which will hit multiple nearby targets. If you tap the shield button just as you catch your shield, you can perform a powerful wave attack. You can double tap the shield button to petrify enemies. And of course, you can perform an R3 ground finisher on enemies that were knocked down to the ground.
Boss battle.
We hope you enjoyed our first walkthrough video of Godfall running on the PlayStation 5. We also want to thank all the fans for their endless support since our initial reveal back in December. We have a few more surprises coming down the road, such as details on loot and progression, and are eager to share more with you on our way to launch this holiday season. We hope that you will join our Godfall community on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you.
Ok, Godfall. Y ya.
That's a wrap. We hope you enjoyed this peek into the future of PlayStation. See you next time.
Se acabó. Bueno, raza, fue todo por hoy. Pues estuvo bien, ¿no? ¿Cómo lo vieron? Dos jueguitos ahí muy buenos que sí salieron. No me acuerdo cómo se llaman, pero ahí los vamos a compartir. Pero sí, dos indies. Se veía muy bien. Ya habían avisado que no iba a haber nada super sorpresa, super first party, entonces todo bien. Vamos a estar pendientes y pues qué caray, dice, así, normalito. Muy bueno, no me acuerdo cómo se llama. No me acuerdo cómo se llama, pues no me aprendí todos los nombres, pero los dos últimos sí. Bueno, uno se llamaba Año y el otro, el que se parecía al Transistor, se llamaba Año, y el anterior a ese, que era como una especie de neón, cel shading Tron. Esos dos se ven muy cabrones. Ahí lo vamos a checar. Voy a tomar nota e investigar un poquito más de esos. Entonces nos estamos viendo. No olviden darle like, suscribirse, dejen sus comentarios. Y ahí estamos en contacto y echamos la platicada más tarde. Hoy vamos a tener stream de Blasphemous y Ghost of Tsushima. Así que no se lo vayan a perder. Y nos vemos al ratón. Esto fue Vatos Jugando. Se cuidan.